It looks like we are now connected to Liz Salguero here, who is the founder and co-director of Circle of Care right here in Wilton. And Liz, thank you so much for making the time to come on. I really, really appreciate it. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, of course. I love having you here. And first of all, Circle of Care, if people aren't familiar, tell us about your organization. What is it that you do?
Circle of Care was founded nearly 20 years ago. Can't hardly believe that. While my son was in treatment for cancer. And we started out with a kind of a small idea of providing a day of diagnosis care package to newly diagnosed families, because when a child is diagnosed with cancer, it's an emergency and hospitalization is usually immediate and unexpected. So we provided a day of diagnosis care package to help families make that transition to hospital life and to let them know that other families had been through this and that we were here for them. 20 years later, we have 5 programs, the most significant of which is our financial assistance program, because as you can imagine, a cancer diagnosis is very expensive. One parent has to stop working, so there's loss of income, and treatment goes on for 2 to 3 years. So it takes a really big toll on a young child in their childhood, as well as a young and growing family.
Yeah, certainly. Liz, forgive me, but I have a hard time talking to another mom and not feeling, immediately like I need to check on them and be a mom partner. How is your son?
My son is great. He is 24 years old and graduated from college and job hunting, in case anybody out there has a job for a strong, healthy 24-year-old young man. My co-founder and I, Dawn and I, both of our children are survivors. Her son's getting married in a few weeks. And we started this foundation out of that gratitude and that concept of giving back to those who would be coming behind us. Pediatric cancer is not preventable. It is 85% curable. But when you find yourself all of a sudden in the hospital without anybody to talk to, because it's not the kind of thing that happens to a lot of people it's incredibly isolating. And we set out to start this foundation to provide hope and positivity and a helping hand to carry you through the 2 to 3 years of treatment coming forward.
Well, to you and your friend, the co-founder as well, I God bless you both. I'm so relieved and happy to hear you say that. I'm so glad your son is doing well, that her son is doing well. That makes me feel just overjoyed. And kudos to you for not just resting on, well, we got through this and thank God for that. Let's just move on with our own lives. You took that and you you're resonating with other families. So, that's amazing. Again, I just want to remind folks we're talking to Liz, who's the founder and co-director of Circle of Care based in Wilton. And September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. What kind of support, Liz, is needed for a family whose child has been diagnosed with cancer? I mean, you've seen it firsthand, but give us, if you don't mind, some specifics. Where do you find people really need the financial support?
When a child is diagnosed with cancer, it's devastating. It's completely and totally overwhelming, and it's something that is not supposed to happen to children. So families who are going through this not only need the cutting-edge medicine that thankfully in the last 20 years has improved so much and still will continue to improve, but they need emotional and practical and financial support. They don't know how they're going to manage having a child who's in the hospital in New Haven when they live in Danbury, or a child who's in the hospital in Hartford when they live in Uncasville. Like, we are a very small, spread out state, and there are only 2 hospitals that treat pediatric cancer. So the logistics and the emotional toil and the financial impact is huge. And that's what we're here for. We're here to be partners with our medical providers to provide the non-medical support that these families need from the day of diagnosis throughout their 2 to 3 year, sometimes more, journey, and for 1 full year of after they have completed treatment. We have programs that address things at home. So these children are often immune compromised or don't have the stamina for a full day at school. So while they are not sick and in the hospital, they're not well enough to be part of their everyday lives. So we go into their homes and we do these amazing room makeovers, which gives them a space that's just theirs. It's a perfect little peaceful respite place for them. And it also gives them an opportunity to do something where they have control. They get to make the decisions because so much of their life is out of their control during the time that they're in treatment. And it gives them all something to look forward to. We have a program for adolescents and young adults because, as you can imagine, they're not children and they're not adults, and they really don't fit into this cancer community. It's hard enough to be a teen today, let alone to be a teen with cancer. So we are creating this community for them outside of the hospital, a place they don't really want to go back to, where they can be with people who just get them without having to explain a whole lot about it. As I said, we have our day of diagnosis care package, and we have our financial assistance package where we pay rent, utilities, gas, food, any kind of transportation so that these families don't have any interruptions to their care. We want to make sure that they have the support that they need in order to be compliant and adherent to the child's care. So if that's your rent or your mortgage or your utility or your cell phone or gas to just get you to and from, whatever it is, that's what our financial assistance program is here for.
Wow, that's just extraordinary. It gives me goosebumps. That's amazing. And in 20 years kind of ballpark, if you don't mind, Liz, how many families you think you've impacted since creating Circle of Care?
It's kind of funny that you asked that because that literally just came up in the office a couple of months ago. So
really?
When was the last time we did our all-time numbers? And so we've been working on them. So it is just under 3,400 families that we have helped.
Wow. That's amazing. Wow.
It's huge. It's huge.
Oh, my gosh. Well, Liz, again, congratulations on doing that kind of work right here in Connecticut. I am floored, and I want people to know that they can certainly donate and connect with you and support your organization by going online to thecircleofcare.org. Again, it's all spelled out, thecircleofcare.org, and certainly this time is better than ever to donate as September is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. Liz, I want to thank you for creating this and for coming on the show to share it with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Melissa. I hope nobody listening out there ever needs us, but if you do, please get in touch. We're here to help.
I love that. Again, thecircleofcare.org if you want to check them out online. And Liz Salguero is the founder and co-director of Circle of Care in Wilton. Coming up next, it's the Lisa Wexler Show right here on WICC.